Geography is really fun and is also very useful. And maps and now GPS units are very reliable. They can get us to where we want to go, right? Well, are they reliable? Yes, generally maps are reliable. And yet, one of the most difficult things for cartographers to do is to create an accurate, undistorted flat map from a globe. Try this. Go grab a big orange and a felt-tip pen. Draw the world outline on that orange and then peel it. Finally, try to flatten that orange peel world into a flat map. See what happens. Maps made from globes are called projections, and every projection has advantages and disadvantages. In this podcast, Dr. David Lanegren, a professor of geography, will explore the ins and outs of several types of maps created from projections. You are listening to a podcast created by the Minnesota Alliance for Geographic Education. Our mission is to help you understand your world better through geography. This podcast is directed at elementary and middle school teachers and addresses several Minnesota geography standards. Dr. Lanegren is the longtime director of the Minnesota Alliance for Geographic Education. He has authored numerous books and articles, led countless teacher workshops, and is a professor of geography at Macalester College in St. Paul. I'm Fred Kunze, a member of the Minnesota Alliance for Geographic Education.
Unfortunately for us, it's impossible to draw a completely accurate map of the Earth's surface. The reason for that is the Earth's surface is curved, and we do not have a way of mathematically transforming the curved surface information to a flat piece of paper. So geniuses have tried to do this over the centuries, and no mathematician has come up with a way to transfer that curved surface to the flat surface without some sort of inaccuracy, which we call distortion. Now, basically, there are three kinds of maps that are produced by the mathematical process, which we call projection. So it's kind of an imaginary projection of the Earth's surface onto a flat map. And they are maps that preserve angles. This map type is called a conformal map. Or there are map types that conserve size. These maps are called equal area maps. And then we have a third type which doesn't show either size or shape accurately. But these maps minimize the error. So you have neither correct shape nor correct size, but you have something closer to those goals than just having one map showing correct size and one map showing correct shape. So basically, a map that's conformal, that shows correct size, shows the lines of latitude and longitude intersecting at right angles. And those right angles are maintained on the flat surface. So if you think for a moment of the surface of the Earth and latitude and longitude on a globe, those lines of latitude and longitude intersect at right angles, but the lines are curved and they converge, lines of longitude converge at the poles. So on a flat map, if we're thinking we're going to keep those right angles, then the lines of longitude, instead of converging at the poles, are parallel. So a truly conformal map will create a line for the North Pole rather than a point. And that line will be the same length as the equator. So you can imagine, although we have correct shape, the size of places toward the poles are greatly exaggerated. And of course, the most well-known map projection of this type is the Mercator projection, which was developed for navigation uses many, many years ago and became a common map projection used in schools and other places. So the conformal map will give you correct shape, but exaggerates size toward the poles. On the other hand, an equal area map will preserve size, but not shape. So if you look at a truly equal area map, you may not recognize the land surfaces or the land shapes because they will not be the way you're used to seeing them on a conformal map. Now, a equal area map is most useful for showing aerial distributions, where things are, where the population density is high or low. A map that's showing correct distances is more useful for a map that's showing flows, directions of wind or trade directions or so on. And then finally, we have these maps that are neither conformal nor equal area that have been produced by cartographers over the time that show approximately correct shape and approximately correct size. And there's several of these, and there's also a lot of controversy over which one is the best, but for most map users, that is an academic discussion that doesn't involve them very much. But projection is very important because people can exaggerate the size of places by using a conformal map and thereby making political statements as well as economic statements. So be careful. The cartographer is going to pick a projection for special reasons, and sometimes the reasons are not to provide the most accurate depiction of the information.
You have been listening to a production of the Minnesota Alliance for Geographic Education. Background music is courtesy of Jim Hogue of Decorah, Iowa. The Minnesota Alliance is a non-profit group of educators and other parties who are interested in promoting an enhanced understanding of our world through improved geographic literacy.